not here to say, you know, we taking back the streets, because the streets don't belong to us. When you look at the names of these streets right here, Belmont, Sackman, those are white men names. These streets were named after white men. If you and I were to stand on that corner talking about this is my hood, if the police come and tell me to move, if this is something I own, you can't move me off of what I own, right? If you was on your own property and somebody tried to move you off your property, that would be unlawful, right? So we don't own nothing. So if we stand here on this corner or stand there and the police say, move it, we gotta move. We don't own nothing. So when we try to rep our neighborhood, we not really repping nothing. All we doing is just killing each other. You had back in the 50s and the 40s and the 30s in the South, the KKK, right? Ku Klux Klan. Now we have a KKK in our own community. Kids killing kids, right? Yeah. So we have to speak to that condition. And when we see our young people, we want to let them know that there's more in you than what you see in you. Like our value system is messed up. If you have a person that's a billionaire and you step on a billionaire's shoe, a billionaire ain't gonna, he ain't even going to respond to that because he don't value that. But you and I, we'll value our little shoes, or we'll value something that's so less compared to them, right? So they don't even, like when they bump into one of us, they don't even look back, but we look at that as disrespect, right? That's just our value system. When a person bump us and don't say anything, we take that as disrespect. But another person that don't see that as being anything, I made a mistake. I didn't mean to bump into you, but it doesn't deserve a production. But with us, we gotta have a big production behind it. Oh, you bumped into me. Oh, what? And then before you know it, some life is lost because of something so minuscule, you know? Change. We want to do some things in these community centers that you got. We was over in, I believe it was Cypress, and the older people in Cypress couldn't sit out in front of the building because they were shooting every night. So one of the ladies said that we can't even come out and sit in front of our own. It was hot. They didn't want to be in the house.
It was like that over here.
I'm sure it was, and they couldn't even come out and sit in front of the building. So one of the Tenant Patrol Association members said, you know you sitting out here at your own risk, right? That made me feel real bad because that was like somebody like my grandmother. He's telling that to me. You sitting out here at your own risk. So she was like, I'd rather sit out here and take my chance than to die in the sweltering heat in my apartment. So when she showed that she's willing to put her life on the line just to, you know, stand for a principle, because she said she's living there for 40-something years. She ain't running. So when she saw us there, she felt at peace. She felt at harmony because she said, at least maybe y'all can reach them.
My name is Brother Henry Muhammad. I'm a student minister under Minister Farrakhan, and I'm an FOI in the Nation of Islam. And I am your brother, and what you see out here with these soldiers, these are all your brothers. You know, we wanted to come out here into Cephalo, we're going into Langston Hughes, we're going into Howard Houses, but our main thing is we coming out here for y'all. Because y'all young brothers, y'all the best generation we got. You understand what I'm saying? Whether you know it or not, y'all an extension of our future. And when we look, you see that, right? That ain't no regular army. That's an army for God. That's an army for righteousness. That's an army for civilization. But that's an army that's willing to put their lives on the line for you. Whether you want their lives on the line for you or not. Y'all alright? Yeah, I know. Your attention is distracted. I can understand that because drill, that's the exercise of the gods, and your nature is God, and that's why you're so attracted to what you see in there. You don't usually see men walking and moving like that, listening to another black man tell them what to do instead of anybody else. How many times you ever seen that? You ain't never seen nothing like that. This ain't no fraternity step. That's God. That's men of God for an army of God, and they ain't no punks. But at the same time, they don't practice self-hatred. They're not going to fight against you because they're here to fight for you. Understand? Now, one of the things that we look at is different ways that we can deal with conflict resolution. Whereas if I'm looking at you as my brother, I don't see you as a nigga. Because a nigga ain't nothing. But nigga has become a kind of word that we use among one another that all of a sudden seems like me just saying hello. And most of us don't even realize that the word nigga comes from a Latin root called necra, which means something dead. So when I call you a nigga, I'm saying you're dead. And if I say that I'm a nigga, I'm saying I'm dead. So that means I'm nothing. So if I don't think I'm nothing and I think you nothing, nothing from nothing leaves nothing, so I don't have no problem with punching you in your face. I ain't got no problem with giving you 50 slashes. But if I see you as my brother, then my brother is my other self. I'm not going to beat down my brother. Woman ain't no bitch, brother. Because a bitch is a female dog. If you call a sister a bitch, that's like talking to your mother. You see? And if she's that, then that means she's producing puppies. You a dog? See that? No, I'm just being real with you on that note, because we shouldn't be doing that. Because if we're looking at the female like that, then it's a matter of time before we're looking at our sister, our blood sister, and it's a matter of time before we're looking at our mother like that. And then we start treating them that way, and all of y'all came from the womb of a female. Eventually you're going to get with a woman, you're going to marry a woman, you're going to have babies. So why look at her like she is less than yourself, when in all actuality you and I couldn't come into existence if it wasn't for a woman? So the woman got to be held to the utmost respect. You know what I mean? We should be helping each other's mothers, we should be helping each other's aunts. We see them coming in, if we outside and they carrying bags, we should just walk right up there and say, let me carry that for you, because they carried us.
That's right. That's right.
See, now when you run into men, to be a man is to be responsible.
Right.
And that's just basically it. And when we start handling responsibility, then you're showing manhood. So everybody in here, more than likely your mother got you doing some kind of chores that you probably ducking. So it's cleaning the house, making up your bed. Small things, but those small things are preparing you for the bigger things. That when you get on your own, you handle your own responsibility. What I like, the fact that I like is that you got a brother that loves y'all, that's working with y'all. You know what I mean? And that, yeah, give them a round of applause, man, because these brothers, I ain't gonna say it. When I was young, man, we didn't have too much of this. And there ain't too much of this going on in the hood where people are galvanizing us together to do team ball and working together like that. This is a jewel for y'all, brothers, because it's keeping you from getting caught up out here with stuff that's going on. But at the same time, it's making camaraderie among brothers, showing your skills, showing your talent, you know what I mean? Being able to let out some of your aggression on the basketball court. That's a beautiful thing, man, But at the same time, we got to be making sure that we keep the knowledge flowing in between these ears, knowledge flowing in these brains. I may not know who he is. How many of y'all know who Minister Farrakhan is, by a show of hands? All right, about one or two brothers. How about Malcolm X? All right, see, everybody know Malcolm. Okay, well, the same teaching that Malcolm X is coming from, Minister Farrakhan is representing. That's what we represent. You know what I mean? All of us got our X, brother. Malcolm X wasn't the only one with an X, man. We went and got our X too, brother. And the X means unknown, However, the reason why I bring up Minister Farrakhan's name, are y'all aware about the Million Man March? Anybody know about that by show of hands? Where a man called 1 million men to Washington, D.C. and 2 million showed up?
I was there.
Yeah, that was 17 years ago. Who's 17 and older over here? Wow, so the Million Man March, and it's not surprising that y'all may not know about it, because it happened 17 years ago. Y'all were babies. But one man called for 1 million, and 2 million black men came to Washington, D.C. to represent and apologize to God for what we had not been doing in our communities and for our people. That never happened before in life, brother. So every year we celebrate the anniversary on October 16th. We don't go to school, we don't go to work, we don't eat, we don't spend money in those stores and nothing for the daylight hours, because we took a day. It's not a holiday somebody gave us, it's our holy day. And it's now let me tell y'all this. In the military, one of the highest honors that you can get is when a man gives you a salute.
That's right.
FOI, I want to give y'all a salute, so I'm gonna move out through that. praise to Allah. That's your army, brother.
That's right.
That's your army. If you ain't never had a brother before, you got brothers here, you got uncles here, you got
That's
fathers here. Don't even worry about nothing. Anytime. And we right down the block at 202 Pennsylvania Avenue. But we ain't trying to be on no rah-rah stuff, but I'm telling you, brother, from the heart, brother, we'll lay down our lives for you.
Right.